Good evening, my sisters and brothers, parishioners of St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Papine, Kingston, Jamaica, and welcome to those of you who are joining us who are not parishioners. Do come and visit us in Papine sometime if you're ever in Jamaica. These very short talks are going to be introducing you to the patron saint of our parish, St. Thomas Aquinas. I wonder if you know anything about St. Thomas. If you know something about him, I wonder if you've ever thought about why he is a good patron for a parish which has a connection to the University of the West Indies and UTEC. Thomas Aquinas was born in 1225, so almost 800 years ago, in the south of Italy, so a long way away, near to the city of Naples. His family was wealthy, and in common with wealthy families in Europe at the time, they expected one of their sons, in this case the young St. Thomas, to become the abbot, the head of the nearby monastery of Monte Cassino. And that would give him a lot of power and influence, and so it would give his family influence through him. But Thomas had other ideas. He wanted to join the very disreputable new order called the Order of Preachers, or Dominicans, the same order that Father Clifton, Father Aidan, and I belong to. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether we're as disreputable now as we were then. His family were really shocked, genuinely, and tried to stop St. Thomas from joining the Dominicans. But after they saw that he was determined, they gave in, and they let him join, and he became arguably one of the greatest Dominicans ever. It was a perfect match between him and the order, because the first universities were being built in Europe, and the Dominicans were one of the main groups involved in teaching in the universities. And St. Thomas had an important influence in the university at which he taught for most of his life, that is to say, the University of Paris. He was brilliantly intelligent, I think arguably one of the most brilliant men who ever lived. But it was far more than that. It's not just that he was a clever man. He was a saint. The study and teaching he did in the university were the result of deep prayer. So he is regarded in the church as a doctor. Now, I don't mean he was a medical doctor. The term doctor comes from the Latin word for teaching. So by a doctor of the church, we mean a saintly teacher. St. Thomas taught us by his writings about God and about our relationship with God, and how to live a life that leads to God. His works are mostly works of theology, which means they explore the truth about God. That is important for a very practical reason for St. Thomas, and that is that God, he thought, is the ultimate goal of human life. God created us, but in a way, it's more important to know that God created us for himself. We're created for life with God. Human life makes no ultimate sense unless we understand it as aimed at life with God. Life with God, heaven, is our ultimate goal. That's what we're striving to get to. So if we are going to understand our lives and where we are going, humans have to think about God. In the next few days, join me as I explore some of St. Thomas's thinking about God.